Sophie was organizing the attic of her late grandmother's house when she stumbled upon a faded envelope. It was addressed to her in a delicate, old-fashioned script. Her heart raced as she opened it, revealing a single sentence written in elegant handwriting: "Find me where dreams are forgotten." The message was unsigned, but something about it felt deeply personal. Sophie's grandmother had often spoken of a mysterious garden, a place she had visited as a young girl but had never been able to find again. Curiosity overtook her, and Sophie decided to search through her grandmother's belongings for more clues. In an old photo album, she found a picture of a lush, overgrown garden with an arched gate. On the back, her grandmother had written, "The Garden of Forgotten Dreams. Keep the key safe." Sophie's fingers brushed against a small, rusty key hidden between the pages. She knew she had to find this garden. With the key in her pocket, Sophie began her search. Her grandmother's house bordered a dense forest, and Sophie suspected the garden might be hidden there. She wandered through the woods, following faint trails and listening to the sounds of the birds overhead. As she walked, the trees seemed to grow taller and closer together, their branches forming a canopy that blocked out the sunlight. After hours of searching, Sophie stumbled upon a weathered stone path covered in moss. Her heart leapt. This had to lead somewhere. The path twisted and turned until she reached a wrought iron gate covered in ivy. The intricate patterns on the gate matched the one in her grandmother's photograph. Sophie took a deep breath and inserted the key. The gate creaked open, revealing the most enchanting garden she had ever seen. The garden was alive with color and light. Flowers of every hue swayed gently as if they were dancing to an unseen melody. A fountain at the center bubbled with water that shimmered like liquid silver. But the most striking feature was the air itself. It felt heavy with memories, as though the garden was alive with stories waiting to be told. Sophie wandered deeper into the garden, her fingers brushing against petals that seemed to glow at her touch. She noticed a bench near the fountain, where a journal lay open. Curious, she picked it up and read the first page. "To the dreamers who find this place, the garden holds your forgotten dreams. Tend to them, and they will grow once more." Sophie placed the journal back on the bench and sat down. The fountain's soft bubbling lulled her into a calm state, and memories began to surface, dreams she had abandoned over the years. She remembered her childhood wish to become a writer, the stories she had written but never shared. The memory felt so vivid that it was as though she could reach out and touch it. As if in response to her thoughts, the water in the fountain began to ripple. A golden light emerged, forming the shape of a small notebook, the very one Sophie had used as a child to write her stories. She gasped and reached for it. The notebook was warm in her hands, its pages filled with her handwriting. "This can't be real," she whispered, tears forming in her eyes. "Nothing here is impossible," a voice said behind her. Sophie spun around to see an elderly man dressed in simple clothes, a pair of gardening shears in his hands. "Who are you?" she asked. "I'm the gardener," he said with a gentle smile. "I tend to this place and ensure the dreams here are cared for." "What is this place?" Sophie asked. "The Garden of Forgotten Dreams," he said. "It's where dreams go when they are abandoned or forgotten. They wait here, hoping to be reclaimed." Sophie looked around, her heart swelling with wonder. "So, I can bring my dreams back?" The gardener nodded. "But only if you nurture them. Dreams need care and attention, just like flowers." Sophie walked through the garden, marveling at its beauty. Each flower seemed to pulse with a faint light, and as she drew closer to them, memories resurfaced, dreams of learning music, exploring far-off lands, and writing stories she had once imagined but never pursued. The gardener followed her silently, his presence reassuring. "Each flower represents a dream, Sophie. Some are yours, and some belong to others who have visited this garden." Sophie knelt by a vibrant blue flower that shimmered like stardust. When she touched its petals, an image appeared in her mind, her as a child, sitting by the window and sketching a fantastical world filled with castles and dragons. "This was mine," she said, her voice trembling. "I forgot about it." "You didn't forget," the gardener said gently. You just stopped believing it was possible. As Sophie continued exploring, she noticed a withered flower hidden beneath the shade of a tall tree. Unlike the others, it was dull and lifeless. "Why is this one so different?" she asked. The gardener sighed. "Some dreams fade when they're abandoned for too long. But even the most withered dreams can bloom again with the right care." Sophie knelt by the flower, a pang of sadness filling her heart. She reached out and touched it, and a vision appeared, a memory of a promise she had made to her grandmother. Her grandmother had encouraged her to write a book, telling her, "Your words will inspire others, Sophie. Promise me you'll share your stories." "I never kept that promise," Sophie said, tears streaming down her face. The gardener placed a hand on her shoulder. "Then this is your chance to make it right." Sophie gently cradled the withered flower, unsure of what to do. "How do I bring it back?" she asked. The gardener handed her a small watering can filled with glowing water. Water it with belief. Speak to it and remind yourself why this dream mattered to you. Sophie hesitated, then poured the shimmering water over the flower. She whispered, "I promise to write again. I'll honor my grandmother's wish and bring my stories to life." The flower began to glow faintly, its petals regaining their vibrant color. Sophie felt a warmth spread through her chest as the flower bloomed fully, its beauty taking her breath away. "It's alive again," she said, smiling through her tears. "And so is your dream," the gardener replied. The garden seemed to brighten as Sophie continued nurturing other flowers, each representing a forgotten part of herself. When she returned to the fountain, the gardener stood waiting with the journal she had found earlier. "You've done well, Sophie," he said. "But the garden has one final gift for you." He handed her the journal, now glowing faintly. "This will hold your dreams and help you nurture them. Use it wisely." Sophie opened the journal and saw her dreams written in elegant script, each one accompanied by a blank page. "It's empty," she said, confused. "It's waiting for you to fill it," the gardener said with a knowing smile. As Sophie left the garden, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The gate closed gently behind her, but the key remained in her pocket, a reminder that the garden was always there if she needed it. Back at her grandmother's house, Sophie sat at her desk, the glowing journal before her. She picked up a pen and began to write, her words flowing effortlessly. The dreams she had forgotten were alive again, guiding her toward a future filled with possibility. And somewhere in the magical garden, the flowers bloomed brighter, their light a testament to Sophie's rediscovered hope and determination.